Hey, you there! Before we continue with this video, we're trying to get that 1,000 likes, and I'm sure we can get it for this Hades bait. And as well, if you're new here, click that bell to be notified my uploads. Make sure you click all of my uploads. That way you can see more awesome content on this channel. We have awesome stuff coming in the future. But for right now, enjoy the video. We got the new HADES H3 Switch Strike! What is up, everyone? Before we continue with this video, a simple like goal of 1,000 likes. I'm sure we can beat it. So yeah, there's the Switch Strike stuff. Basically, yeah, the launcher's not really like too hype. I just figured to show that so people are wondering. You can basically see it there. So this is the HADES H3 Switch Strike. I've been anticipating this for so long, and similar to earlier on in January of this year, 2019, we were able to take a look at the Phoenix. Actually, no, Phoenix was late December, right at the end, and then after early January, took a look at the rest. Same situation for how we're able to find the stuff and do videos on it now. HADES H3, the parts for this are Zephyr, not Zephyr Prime, or whatever you want to call it, Zephyr Dash, but we do get 11 in turn, and this actually is the first Switch Strike to actually have metal. Because if you remember, Amaterios A3 didn't have any metal, which is really weird. The only other one I believe is Turbo Valtrex. So this is now our second case second case where I'm actually having it in my hand physically, where there's been metal on a Turbo Bay. The other case has actually been with Breaker Excalius, actually did have metal. So we're gonna take a look at it, go part by parts and everything. And by the way, if you're wondering what the gimmicks are, by the way, the turn frame is very similar to Lift. There's attack mode, and then after when it's more downwards, and you can see it's a little bit more covering of the disc, defense mode. And the Switch Strike ability with this one is just the two metal blades on there. That's kind of it. So here we have HADES H3. The full name for this bay, by the way, is called Dread HADES. Takara Tomy, it's called Dead HADES, which I guess makes sense. They can't use certain words or whatever. But very nice. You'll also notice that the parts that are plastic is the little parts inside, and the parts where it's metal is the outside where the blades are. And you'll notice, so that's why there's no stickers on there. They don't do stickers. They can't. I don't think they can even do printing on the metal like that. This is honestly, it's not that bad. If it was old plastic, it would not be good. I haven't checked out the slopes yet, but just seeing this gives me a little bit of hope, because that means now in battle, the two blades where at least it matters can at least deliver a powerful attack. Because these parts right here aren't going to really do it itself any favors in the battles, right? The hexaweight in the middle is not metal, which is a little bit weird because for obviously Takara Tomy's all metal, right? So where Hasbro, let me take off that level chip. So where Hasbro was able to do it, I guess it's fine. I would have really liked it if the middle, the hexaweight in the middle did actually have a weight to it, but it's whatever. 11, nothing's obviously altered. The only thing that's really different actually with this turn frame, obviously my Takara Tomy one's a little bit beat up, but they actually put sparkles inside that turn frame, which is really nice. And something just to show you actually is that I want to show you the two modes. So I believe this one right here, this is attack mode, and then after when I just take it out for a second, and after when I flip it to the bottom here, this is where it's in its defense mode. Yeah, where it's a little bit more pushed downwards. That's what I mean, it's defense mode. So the biggest difference between this and Takara Tomy is the fact that doesn't come with, obviously not transparent too, but there's no Zephyr Prime, or whatever you want to call it, Zephyr Dash. Now, if you don't know what that is, if you're like a Hasbro only fan, what that basically is a performance tip where they put a little spring inside to make it tighter than the original driver. Now, in my New York Toy Fair interview that I did, I asked them, why aren't you doing Prime drivers? The answer that I got is that it would not work with the Hasbro meta, which, to be honest, I kind of agree with just a bit, just because I don't think these slopes can handle Prime drivers. Probably screw them up quite a bit. It's whatever. So far, looking pretty alright, but I do want to actually get into the weight for everything, because I know a lot of people want to know how heavy it is compared. So we're obviously going to go with the layers. So first off, Takara Tomy, should be almost half, 22 grams. I'm going to go with 18. 14 grams. So 22 grams to 14 grams. You could say 15 grams if you want to be generous. 15 grams, 22 grams. So that's like about, is that 7 grams difference? That's a little bit. It's a little bit of a difference there. To show off the other parts, if you really want to care, Takara Tomy 11 disc, 19.22. Yeah. Well, actually, this one's kind of older. It's probably that's why it's a little bit heavier. But turn frame Takara Tomy, 3.6. Hasbro, 3.58. So there's a little bit of a difference here and there, but we always knew there was a difference between Hasbro and Takara Tomy. Performance tips, there's definitely going to be a difference. This should be heavier because of the fact of that spring inside of it. 5.67, 5.02. So yeah, there's always like a weight difference between these two, and probably whoever's going to win between these two, which I will do a battle later on, it's probably going to be Takara Tomy just because it's obviously heavier. Actually, by the way, even though you shouldn't do it, if you just want to see what a level chip looks like on here, there you go. Hasbro, please make level chips, please. For the full weights, Takara Tomy is about 50 grams. I'll go with 30. Is this going to be 30? 42. So, in total, just 8 grams of difference between the two. So, use that as you will. I know a lot of people care about the weights. I always try to make sure to show it. Overall, I gotta say, in terms of at least the appearance, right, they didn't really do a bad job at all. It's pretty much almost on point with Takara Tomy. Again, Hasbro always misses some parts with the stickers. I've just gotten used to it. I don't really care too much, but, you know, it's good to see because what would have really annoyed me was that if these little hexaweight things did not have the little red sticker it should have, or the red little painting thing, whatever, because it would look really bland, and I prefer at least sometimes when these bays don't look so like, right? So what we're gonna be doing now, by the way, here's the bottom if you want to see it just to show you. Very nice, very nice. There's what the bottom looks like. What we're gonna be doing now, after I do my test launch actually, I'm gonna be trying this off against, I'll say 3 turbo bays, 2 Switch Strike, and then after we'll do one against the Takara Tomy. Got my stadium set up, so I'm gonna be using the Switch Strike launcher just to launch this. 3, 2, 1, let's rip! Piece of advice: don't have the turn frame on when you're in the Rail Rush Stadium. Again, the Rail Rush Stadium is not built for bays with frames, it's built for bays without frames. So just to show you something, I'm going to take it off. That was by the turn frame was in its attack mode. If you want to see Hades without the turn frame going on the rails, yeah, there you go. Because any other case, it's not going to really work. So I don't know if I just mentioned this before. The slopes are okay. I would just say like a solid 7. Nothing really to write home about. Certainly better than like Valtryek V3. Like, I would say like similar to Excalius, not like Kirby. Like the slopes are basically kind of like Excalius, I would say. So I do have a lot of base to test this out against. So I'll do, I guess, battles with the turn frame in its attack mode, and we'll see what happens. So we'll do like 2 rounds each. This is Dread Hades right now. We got our light Dread. Okay. Hey, I'm not cutting out any rounds. Whatever happens, happens, obviously. Gotta be fair. It is a little bit weird seeing, like, the previous season bays just doing so well against, like, bays that it shouldn't happen to. I guess also, to be fair, like, Hades never really did... like, the lair of Hades does not actually have good teeth. The only reason why Hades like will do as good is if you give it a prime driver. Hasbro doesn't have that, so if it does suffer, that's kind of like the reason why. We're trying this against Kirbyus now. So remember, 2 rounds each. So, you know, the attack blade should pretty much work. The metal on it should help it at least a bit. I would hope so. Yeah, there it goes. I should also mention, I always give my Hasbro bays later on some Takara Tomy parts. So what I mean by that, obviously not the performance tip or anything like that or Lair. I just gave like my Kirbyus the green disc that's from the Takara Tomy version, and I gave my Hasbro Breaker Excalius the Takara Tomy dagger frame. Since Hasbro didn't want to do it, That's not bad at all, actually. That's alright. Slopes only moved a little bit and it beat Kirbyus. So Excalius, it can't really do too well. So usually these bays should be able to at least compete with their Switch Strike level. Let's try Asteroid Zutron. Zutron. No, I'm expecting for the most part, it shouldn't lose. It should at least just lose to Survivor. I'm hoping no burst, but who knows. Okay, Asteroid Zutron is a pretty tough bay. Like, pretty tough because it is able to, like, take down a lot of the turbos. Slopes did move quite a bit in that case. Let's just try it again. So something I'm going to say is that I usually don't keep the turn frame in defense. Same with lift because it just scrapes a bit more. And because of how short Hades actually is, no real point to keeping the frame so low. At least in this combination. Yeah, so not too bad, not too bad. So we've tried 3 bays so far. Let's try Calzar. Make sure to do Hades first, then Calzar. Whoa, okay. That is quite a bit of scraping there. Is that gonna really be... No, Hades should lose. Look at how much it like scraped throughout the rails, God. We're gonna give Calzar one more round. Okay, that's a no-no. Hades isn't doing too bad against some of the other Switch. I think Hades is like one of those bays where I actually could say, no, this time I'll actually do it against all Switch Strike. Because I know I keep on saying it for every like Hasbro release of Turbo. This one's actually not too bad competing against Switch Strike. It's a lot better than I expected. So we're gonna go to a pretty tough one, which is Nightmare Lunar. Now Lunar is very powerful. I call Lunar the turbo killer just because like it really can just like knock down some bays. And plus the slopes on that Lunar are ridiculous, so who knows, maybe we get lucky today. Oh, just came out of the slope. You know, alright. We're gonna see. That was Hades. Okay, that was their first one. You wanna know what? Just so people don't ask and say I never used it, I'll put it in its defense mode, and maybe we get different results. Who knows? I know defense mode maybe could help with some pushback. Maybe. I guess we're gonna see though in this battle. What? Okay, that's alright. I mean, I can try that again. What? Maybe it was just like a missed launch. Maybe it was just like a missed launch. Who knows? Who knows? Actually, not bad with that one hit. Come on, Hades! Alright, we're gonna do our last one before we do the Takara time, which is gonna be Breaker Excalius. Because Breaker Excalius is so good, we'll do 1 round. I'm actually just curious, metal on metal. That was not Breaker, but how much did Breaker do? Ooh. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. I'm getting some interesting results. So we're gonna do it against the Hasbro Hades. Takara Tomy Hades. So what I want to make sure is that they're both in the exact same mode, so they're not different and people say, oh, but I did differently. We'll do a couple of rounds just because of the stadium. I have to do the Hasbro Railroad Stadium just because it's Hasbro, right? Can't wait for that cross collision whenever that eventually comes out. So technically, Takara Tomy should pretty much have the advantage in weight and heavy attack, so it should be doing better by the end of it. Obviously, if the rails stop it, I can't really do too much about it. So I don't really care for a Survivor finish because there's so many factors that go into the Survivor finish. I mostly care if it can be a burst finish between Takara Tomy and Hasbro and see how close it is. Because since Hasbro is a little bit unique in the way that since the metal is not distributed to all parts, it could have a different way of how it does its attack and maybe get lucky. But I don't know. We're gonna see. They're both in their attack mode right now, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see today if we can actually hit it. I'll probably do a full video later, just doing against Takara, trying out different stadiums, but yeah, the Hasbro's not going to be able to stand up to Takara, that's for sure. Because you can just see, like, how easily Takara pushes back, yeah. Takara can for sure do a burst on it. Look at how far the slopes got on there. Yeah. I'll give Hasbro benefit of a doubt that maybe could beat Takara. Got one click. So my overall rating after doing battles, my thoughts, should you get it, should you not get it? So obviously, since this isn't the Takara version, we don't get things that we did get with the Takara one. Like for an example, other than all the metal, Zephyr Prime or Zephyr Dash or whatever, Hasbro doesn't have that in their meta, so just having a normal Zephyr, a huge factor that changes up how you should use Hades. Now, a driver or performance tip, I should say, that I can recommend, I guess maybe to use it for some combinations. Hasbro does not have, Hasbro kind of lacking a lot of parts. Extreme, pretty good to use with Hades. Pretty good. Overall, it's not that bad, actually. It's, I actually thought, what I thought would be, it would have the slopes of Sphinx or like Achilles, and it'd be horrible. This is decent. And just like the Breaker Scalia slopes, it's probably like, I would say, can compete decently with the previous Switch Strike lineup, which you can't really say too much about, except for maybe bays like Orichalcum. But yeah, the Switch Strike line is always the best for Hasbro. It's always the best lineup that they do. They rarely screw anything up, and I'm actually more curious to see how Valtrek's going to be handled, because Valtrek is in a similar case with Hades, where it's going to probably have some similar gimmicks, but the no metal there is going to be well, actually, for Valtrek, it's probably not going to be a factor, because of Valtrek, and Valtrek does not have that much metal in this turbo version. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment what battles do you want to see with this Hades, and I'll try to do them right away. And bye! Now I know what you're thinking, but Zankye, where's the QR code? I got you, my man. I got you, my friend. There you go. Have fun. Well, actually, this was already released either way. I already did a video on it, so I mean, if you want to scan it, yeah.